on day 6 of our week of 1911s, so we're starting to come to a close here. On this day, I want to talk about one of my favorite guns that I currently have here at the workshop, and that is the Tisas Stakeout 45. This is a gun that I've already covered here on the channel, so check out the video in the description to see more details on this pistol, but I wanted to do a recap of what this gun is. The Tisas Stakeout is a fairly basic, yet really competitively priced 45. I want to say I paid about $400 for this gun, and then with parts that we have on it, we're probably about $200 deep into it. So for about $600, I have a gun that I love shooting. When it comes to just shooting, this is probably my favorite 45 in the collection. The Tisas Stakeout's unique, though, that it comes with a nitrided slide and frame, so we actually get kind of a glocky feel to this. I'm going to kind of pull it up to the microphone here. It almost sounds like a squeegee noise, right? Nitriding is a very, very great finish. It's more of a treatment, really, but it's corrosion resistant, it's very durable, it changes the toughness of the steel, so it's actually a harder steel. And I love to see it for a pistol because you basically have a gun that won't ever rust on you, so I really do love that, especially if you do decide to carry this pistol. The barrel is hard chrome, always nice to see, and then our sights are dovetailed sights, which is nice, that are a black serrated rear, and then a brass bead front. These are very classic. I grew up shooting a lot of gold bead front sight pistols, and for a long time, that's what the sighting arrangement I had on my guns back before optics became a thing. So I really loved this pistol out of the box. However, me being me, I wanted to modify it to better suit my needs. So what did we do to this pistol? Well, starting off, we fitted a tighter EGW bushing to the front of the gun. One of the issues we ran into is that the factory Tisas barrel bushing was very, very loose. That wouldn't be a problem if you were just treating this like a proper practical gun or a combat gun, but for this being both of those in my mindset, but also a gun that I want to shoot really well, I wanted the tighter barrel bushing. It's not so tight that you can't take the gun apart by hand, but it did make it that point of impact on these sights is dead on out to, we've shot it out to 25 yards and the thing's dead on for the brass bead on the front there, so really dug that. For the back of the gun here on the slide, we didn't change any of the internals, but we did do extractor tuning because it wasn't tensioned very well. This gun was not passing the 10-8 extractor test with the magazine out of the pistol, so we just had to bend the extractor a little bit, and then I do believe that we cut a little bit of material to shape the claw better. Since then, the gun's been nearly 100% reliable. For the frame, we have done some work, but it's really just been dropping in parts. Wilson Combat bulletproof slide stop, Wilson Combat tactical safety, which just means that the paddle isn't super far off the gun. I like this because it's not too much for carry. The hammer and beaver tail are factory. These are the ones that came on here. I did try to get a KC Custom Creations Musoc beaver tail to go on this gun, but as I mentioned in the previous video, and you can see it here, the holes didn't actually line up for our safety hole. And we're waiting on getting a radiusing jig to cut this a little bit to make it fit properly. And that's just the issue, is that the radiusing jig, the 220 jig that we need, just ain't in stock, so can't get that. EGW checkered arch mainspring housing. I do prefer an arch mainspring housing. It gives me a great presentation out of the holster. Harriet stocks, nice and aggressive. They look good. Just give good tension. Skateboard tape, which this is probably the dumbest thing that Logan and I have done. We attached the skateboard tape, but we found that with the texturing on it on the side of the frame, it was causing the stocks to sit proud. We filed the texturing off, so we literally sandpapered off sandpaper material on deck tape. But hey, it works great, and now we actually have that nice aggressive feel. And then we have a John Harrison long trigger. So yeah, fairly simple, like combat gun. This is very 80s looking, which is what I wanted. Once we're able to fit this on the gun, it'll look even more like that. But this is just a really simple pistol that I enjoy shooting. If you say, hey Paul, you've got 6 of your personal 1911s, which is the first one that you're grabbing to go shoot? It's probably this gun. So, yeah, what do you think of the Tisas Stakeout? Is this one that you really, really like? Do you wish that they had changed some things on it? Do you have one in 45 or maybe one of the ones in 38 Super or 9mm? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, and be on the lookout for the last video in this series that goes up tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching till the end here.